I think he's right to consider his options, but at the end of the day, the best offer he probably will get is Bayern Munich, because even if you put the financial thing to one side, Real Madrid have Tchouaméni, they've got Camavinga, they've got Jude Bellingham, they've also got Federico Valverde, who is already a world-class midfielder who is playing a right-back for much of the season, and they're also being linked with a move for Trent Alexander-Arnold at right-back. So I don't think there's any space in that Real Madrid team for Kimmich. You can even look at that Barcelona squad, and I mentioned they've got Pedri and Gavi. They've also got a young midfielder who's just coming through. His name eludes me, and they've also got De Jong. Now, they could maybe sell De Jong, and with that money offered to Kimmich and sign him, it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility. And maybe a club like, Manchester City or Liverpool could come along. In fact, now that I think about it, Manchester City might not be the worst idea, because they're getting rid of De Bruyne, they're getting rid of Gundogan. They're probably going to move on Kovacic as well, perhaps. So, and obviously Kimmich has worked under Pep Guardiola. So maybe Manchester City, of all those kind of big clubs, is the only viable option. But as you said, even they would probably be reticent to kind of match the offer that Kimmich is getting at Bayern. And of course, unless something drastic has changed and Kimmich has found out that Bayern have lined up some £60 million offer for another midfielder this summer, he's still their starting central midfielder. Maybe Goretzka will move on, maybe Palhinha will move on, but going forward, it seems to be him and Pavlovic, keep calling Pavlovic, next season. So you would struggle to see any offers on the table that are more enticing than Bayern's in terms of gameplay and minutes played and salary, unless maybe Manchester City. But that's a big if, and there hasn't really been any reporting of that so far. So I would agree with you that I'm inclined to believe this is just another one of those kind of fall outrages that comes in the media just before. It's like the opposite of the calm before the storm. It's the storm before the calm, which we saw with Davies, which we saw with Musiala, and I would still thoroughly expect Kimmich to be playing for Bayern Munich next season.